How to ace a crash course in Dogs 101. Master the basics of taking care of your dog, and you can look forward to a long and happy relationship with your pet. You will need an evaluation of your lifestyle, child locks, a veterinarian, exercise, dog toys, dog bedding, and grooming tools. Optional, a dog park. Step 1. Evaluate your lifestyle and select a breed that works with your life. Things such as your exercise level, your living space, and the climate you live in must be considered along with breed characteristics. Make a list of the characteristics you would like to have in a dog, and then start looking at breeds which match your list. You don't want to fall in love with a breed only to find out that it's the exact opposite of what you want. Step 2. Puppy-proof your home by putting anything hazardous, such as cords, plastic garbage bags, and poisonous chemicals, out of reach. Use child locks on low cabinets in the kitchen or bathroom. Your dog is much like a baby. If they can get into something, they will. Step 3. Purchase food, a collar, a leash, a crate or bed, toys, and grooming tools. Remember your particular dog when purchasing these items. Different dogs have different diets, which can be discussed with your veterinarian. Step 4. Choose a veterinarian for your pooch. Look around for one that you feel comfortable with and who treats your dog with compassion. Schedule yearly checkups and consult with your vet about which vaccines your dog should get and how often. Different breeds are at higher risks for different diseases. Be sure to keep tabs on any irregular behavior your dog exhibits, such as change in mood or vomiting. Step 5. Exercise your dog to its breed specifications. Getting the right amount of exercise is vital to a dog's health, and requirements vary greatly from breed to breed. Find a dog park in your area to provide a great exercise opportunity for your dog, as well as a chance to socialize with other pups. Step 6. Groom your pet as often as is required by breed specifications. This means baths, combing and trimming the coat, brushing teeth, clipping nails, and cleaning eyes and ears. Some dogs, like the Bichon Frise, need almost daily grooming. Step 7. Show your dog the affection he deserves. You and your faithful friend can look forward to many loving years together. Did you know? In 2003, a golden retriever set a Guinness World Record for holding 5 tennis balls in his mouth at once.
How to bathe your dog. Let us educate you on the finer points of dog bathing for the next time Spot comes home smelling of sewage and rotten birdseed. You will need a tub, sink, or basin, a spray hose or a large plastic pitcher, dog shampoo, a washcloth or sponge, cotton balls, towels, and a dog brush. Optional, a collar, and a human helper. Step 1. Prepare a bath by adding 3 to 4 inches of warm water to the tub, sink, or basin. Line the tub with a towel to keep the dog's feet from skidding. Step 2. Put the dog into his bath. He will likely resist, so stay firm. Step 3. Use a spray hose or a large plastic pitcher to thoroughly wet your pet. Be sure not to get water directly in the dog's eyes, ears, or nose. Leave your dog's collar on to help you hang on to him if he tries to flee. Another pair of hands will also help if your dog is especially large or wriggly. Step 4. Working from head to tail, gently massage the shampoo throughout the dog's coat. Speak soothingly to your dog while you're working to help calm him down. Step 5. Use the sponge or washcloth on the dog's grimiest areas, his underbelly, the insides of his legs, and of course, that ever-wagging tail. Step 6. Using the hose or pitcher again, rinse him off. Take care to do so completely. Dried shampoo can seriously irritate a dog's skin. Step 7. Check the insides of his ears. If necessary, clean them gently with dampened cotton balls. Step 8. Dry him as much as possible with a clean towel. No matter how dry you think you've gotten your dog, be prepared. He'll shake himself like mad the minute he gets a chance. Step 9. Give your dog a quick brush to release any small tangles, and then set him free. He'll probably go roll around in the dirt to celebrate. Did you know? Portuguese water dogs were originally bred to herd schools of fish and retrieve broken nets from the sea.
How to breed your dog. Birds do it for a lark, and bees do it with ease, but breeding your dog will take some work. You will need a healthy female dog, a healthy male dog, a breeding enclosure, and a handler. Optional, an artificial insemination kit. Step 1. Learn all you can about your dog's breed, including temperament, silhouette, hair texture, and color. Learn which characteristics dominate and determine which ones you want to avoid. Step 2. Expect little, if any, profit from breeding your dog. Typically, the owner of the male dog, or sire, incurs no cost and receives the pick of the litter as payment. The owner of the female dog, or dam, pockets income from sales of the remaining puppies, or whelps, but incurs all vet and boarding costs, including deworming and shots. Step 3. Find a suitable breeding mate for your dog. Exchange pedigrees with the other dog's breeder. Peak breeding ages are 2 years for males and 3 to 4 years for females. Avoid breeding immature pups. Step 4. Wait for the female to go into heat. Symptoms include discharge from the vagina and swelling of the vulva. The most fertile time for the female is 9 to 12 days following the onset of heat. Step 5. Shave under the tail of the female to improve your chance for success, especially when breeding a long-haired dog. Step 6. Allow the two dogs to get comfortable with each other. Sequester them in the breeding enclosure for a day or two. Conduct the breeding in the sire's territory. This will help him perform at his best. Step 7. Let nature take its course or use an artificial insemination kit. With direct contact, the handler must hold the male and position the dog's penis to ensure maximum penetration and prevent injury. Step 8. After 48 hours, allow the dogs to repeat the mating process to increase the likelihood of success. Step 9. Don't be fooled by false pregnancy. Get a canine pregnancy test after 4 to 5 weeks. Step 10. Prepare to deliver the whelps. Research the breed beforehand so you know what to expect. Did you know? The American Kennel Club sponsors a program to encourage the development of new and rare canine breeds.
How to build a doghouse. If your best friend likes being outdoors, they need their own spot to keep warm and dry. You will need a tape measure, a circular saw, a workbench, a 10-foot spruce 2x4, safety glasses, a hammer, a bag of 16D nails, 3/4 inch, a bag of 8D nails, 2.5 inch, a 4x8-foot sheet of untreated spruce plywood siding, 5/8 inch thick, an 8-foot spruce 2x4, a bag of cedar shavings, a hand file, 1 gallon of exterior wood primer, 1 gallon of exterior enamel paint, a box of roofing shingles, and a bag of roofing nails. Optional, 2 sawhorses. Step 1. Measure your pet's height, width, and length with a tape measure. Add approximately 12 inches to the height, 18 inches to the length, and 9 inches to the width to determine the dimensions of your doghouse. This one will fit a medium-sized dog. Because a dog's body heat warms the doghouse, it should be just large enough for your pet to stand in and turn around easily. Step 2. Lay the 10-foot 2x4 on a workbench. With a circular saw, cut it into 8 pieces. 2 pieces that are 22 and 7/8 inches long, 2 pieces 20 and 3/4 inches long, and 4 6-inch pieces. To keep your eyes safe from flying debris, make sure to wear safety glasses. Step 3. Using the circular saw, round one end of each of the 6-inch pieces. These will become the legs of the doghouse. Take 2 of the legs and 1 of the 22 and 7/8 inch pieces. Line up the flat edges of the legs with the edge of the platform side, and, using the longer 16D nails, nail the feet to the piece. Repeat this step for the other side. These pieces will be the 2 sides of the platform. Step 4. The 20 and 3/4 inch pieces will become the front and back of the frame. Hold the side pieces so that the legs are on the inside and nail the front piece to the sides. Repeat this step for the back side of the frame. Step 5. Lay the plywood on the workbench or on 2 sawhorses and cut it into the following pieces. 2 bottom pieces, 20 and 3/4 inches by 25 and 7/8 inches. 2 roof pieces, 31 and 7/8 inches by 21 and 7/8 inches. 2 side pieces, 16 inches by 25 and 7/8 inches. 1 back piece, 22 inches wide and 27 inches high. And 1 front piece, 22 inches wide and 27 inches high. Step 6. Cut the front and back pieces so they have a triangle shape at one end, 16 inches high on each side and 27 inches high in the middle. Step 7. About 3 inches above the bottom edge of the front piece, start cutting a door hole. The doorway should be wide enough to accommodate your dog, flat at the bottom and rounded at the top. Step 8. Lay 1 floor piece on your frame and line up the edges. If the floor piece hangs over the edge, trim off any excess wood. Nail the first floor piece to the frame using the 16D nails, and repeat the process for the second piece, giving your dog a 2-layer floor. Step 9. Cut the 8-foot 2x4 in half, creating a pair of 2x2 boards. Cut each of these boards into 4 12.5-inch pieces and 1 22-inch piece. You should now have 9 frame elements, which will reinforce the doghouse. Step 10. Using the 8D nails, nail 2 12.5-inch frame elements to one side panel. The elements should be placed vertically at each end and 3.5 inches from the bottom edge. Repeat the process for the second side panel. Nail one side panel to each side of the frame. Step 11. Place 2 12.5-inch frame elements on the back piece so that they meet at the point and nail them with the 8D nails into place. Attach the back piece to the back of the frame. Repeat this process for the front piece. Place the cedar shavings on the floor to create bedding for your best friend. Check for any exposed nails and file down any pointy tips with a hand file. Step 12. On one of the roof pieces, attach the 22-inch frame element with the 8D nails, centering the piece so there is the same amount of free space at either end. Put the roof piece into position on top of the house and nail it to the frames at the front and back of the doghouse. Then nail the second roof panel to the first frame element for the first roof panel. Step 13. Paint the exterior with primer and let dry. Then, add a coat of exterior latex paint to protect the wood and allow to dry. Step 14. Using the roofing nails, nail down 1 row of upside-down roof shingles at the bottom edge of the roof panel. Lay down additional rows on top of the first row using short roofing nails. Did you know? 2 Great Danes in Gloucestershire, England live in a doghouse that has a spa and a plasma television set.
How to check a dog for ticks and remove any you find. Did you know your fine furry friend can get Lyme disease too? Giving Fido a once-over will not only protect him from infection, but it can help keep you and your family safe too. You'll need fine-tipped tweezers, soap, warm water, rubbing alcohol, cotton balls, a sealed container, and a veterinarian. Optional, a sturdy table or counter, a towel, and a sealable plastic baggie. Step 1. Before starting, wash the tweezers thoroughly in soapy water, or wipe them carefully with a cotton ball soaked in rubbing alcohol. If you do find a tick, you'll want to be ready to remove it right away. Step 2. Sit your dog down. If you have a small dog, it may be easier to put him on a sturdy counter or table with a towel under him. Step 3. Run your hands over the dog's body gently but thoroughly, beginning with the face and ears and moving back toward the tail. Step 4. Check the dog's chest, stomach, legs, and feet. Be sure to examine between the toes and the armpits and inside the ears. Remember, some ticks are as small as the head of a pin. Step 5. If you feel any bumps beneath the skin, separate the fur to examine the area more closely. Step 6. If you find a tick, it may have already formed a protective sac around itself. Use the clean tweezers to grasp the sac as closely as possible to the dog's skin. Try to avoid crushing the tick's body. This may be difficult with very small ticks, but do your best. Step 7. Pull the sac away from the dog's skin. If the tick's mouth parts are left behind, don't be concerned. Once the body is removed, it can no longer transmit bacteria. Step 8. Do not prick, crush, or burn the tick. Instead, place it in a sealable container, such as a lidded jar, with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Seal the container and throw it away. If you don't have a lidded jar, place the tick in a sealable plastic baggie and throw it away. Step 9. Clean the bitten area with rubbing alcohol. Step 10. Wash your hands thoroughly. Step 11. Over the next few weeks, check the spot where you pulled the tick. Some dogs may have a red spot or slight swelling in the area for several days. If serious redness, swelling, or tenderness occurs, contact your veterinarian. Step 12. Talk to your vet about whether your dog might benefit from collars, pills, or topical applications that protect against fleas and ticks. Did you know the most common symptom of Lyme disease in dogs is lameness and painful swelling of the joints?